Hello again. Welcome to another grammar lesson. Last session we talked about present perfect, and you know how to use present perfect. Present perfect is about something that happened in the past, but we are thinking about it in the present time, or at least we have something from that action in the present time. For example, I say, I'm not hungry. You know why I'm not hungry? Because I have had my breakfast. Yes, exactly. I have eaten my breakfast or I have had my breakfast. Okay, then, when I have had my breakfast, then I'm not hungry. Good. Now we are going to focus on another form of present perfect, which is frequently used in conversations and in writings. Present perfect progressive or continuous. You know present continuous because we studied present continuous before. For example, I say, I am teaching grammar. What am I doing now? I am teaching grammar. Am and verb plus ing, or the ing form of the verb. Now, in this video, we are discussing present perfect progressive or continuous. Then what's the form of that and how do we use that and when do we use that? Present perfect continuous is used when we are talking about something or an action that started in a time in the past and continue to the present time, and it may continue after the present time also. For example, it has been raining since Sunday. Exactly. When we say that it has been raining, it means that it started raining in the past and it's still raining. So I say it has been raining. That if I want to talk about the beginning of that action, if I want to mention the start or the beginning point of that action, I can use since. I have been teaching English since 1990. Yeah, exactly. I've been teaching English since 1990, even maybe before that. Now, another example for present perfect progressive. I have been living here since 2015, for example. I have been living in this city since 2015. It means that I started living here from 2015 and I'm still living here. Or my father has been working in this factory for 25 years. Yes, we use for with the time. Why? Because we are talking about the duration of that time. My father has been working in this factory for 25 years. Means that the complete from the beginning until now it's 25 years. So I say for 25 years. You see that it's very simple. Yeah? Now you're familiar with the form and the use of present perfect continuous. And you're already familiar with two words like since and for. We use since when we are focusing on the start or the beginning of that action, like since Sunday, since Monday, since 2015, since July, for example. But we are focusing on the length of that action when we use for. We say for 2 years, for the past 5 years, for 10 days, for 1 hour. How long? Now, we're going to focus on how long. How long is asking about the length of an action. Yeah. For example, how long have you been studying English? Means that maybe how many hours or how many years or anything, yeah, depending on the context of that talk. So you can ask me a question. For example, you ask me, how long have you been teaching English? Right, this is your question, yeah? How long have you been teaching English? then how should I answer that question? I would say, I have been teaching English for more than 30 years. For more than 30 years. I have been teaching English for more than 30 years. Or I can say, I have been teaching English since 1990. I have been teaching English since 1990. Another small point that you should know about this is when you're talking in conversations, we usually use the contracted form of the sentence. Instead of saying I have been, we can say I've been. I've been teaching English for more than 30 years. One important point that you should really be careful about is that in some languages they're using present continuous to answer questions with how long. For example, how long have you been living in this city? They say that I'm living in this city for 10 years. That's not correct. The correct one is I have been living in this city for 10 years. Good. How long have you been studying? You might say, I am studying for 2 hours. No, I have been studying for 2 hours. Remember this. And if you want to ask yes/no questions, this is very simple. You can say, have you been studying English for 2 hours? Or have you been living in the city for a long time? Or has he been living in the city for a long time? Then you will see that we say, has he, have they, have you. This is a question form. And when you use a question word like how long, then you would say, how long have you? Or how long has she? Then the rest of the sentence. Now I'm going to show you some photos. You look at the photos and make some sentences which is describing that photo. For example, look at this one. Here you see a lady getting out of the airplane. It means that she has been traveling. Why she has been traveling? Because it's not finished yet. You see that she is still traveling, but she started traveling from a point of time in the past, and she has been traveling until now. Now, look at the next one. The piano. What has she been doing? She has been playing the piano. She has been playing the piano because she has not finished it. Still, she is beside the piano. And the next picture, you see that he's carrying a ball and he is tired and he is all over his clothes are mud or muddy. Then you can say that he has been playing football. He has been playing football. And picture number 3 also, she's leaving the class. Now, for the rest of the pictures, you can pause the video and I give you a little bit of time. Think about it and make your own sentences. For example, number 3. What has she been doing? Number 4. What has he been doing? And number 5. What has she been doing? You can use any of these pictures to make sentences and to practice. For example, this one again, she has been teaching, or the next one, she has been writing letters. Sorry, he has been writing letters. And the last one, she has been swimming. Now you see that now you are very well familiar with present perfect tense and already you learned how to use present perfect simple. Then I'm going to focus on 3 more words which are really important in present perfect tense. And you are familiar with since and for, which are frequently used in the present perfect tense. Now, one more thing which we need to know about present perfect tense is that there are 3 words which we usually use in present perfect tense. Like, for example, already. The word already. When do we use already? Already means when we do something at an earlier time. For example, I'm asking you, have you eaten breakfast or have you had your breakfast? Then you might say that, yes, I have. I have already had my breakfast. When you say I have already had my breakfast, it means that you're going to focus that you have had your breakfast even earlier than the time that he expects. Or I have already done my homework. Have you done your homework yet? Yes, I have already done my homework. Now I used another word, yet. What is yet? Yet is a word which we usually use in the question form or negative form in present perfect. Have you eaten lunch yet? Yes, I have already had my lunch. Or if you want to answer negatively, you would say, I have not had my lunch yet. You see? So we use yet in question and negative, but we use already in positive statements in present perfect tense. The other word is just. We use the word just to focus on the action that has been done at that moment or recently. For example, I say, I've just done my homework. I have just done my homework. It means that I didn't do it long time ago, just a moment ago maybe I finished it. Good. Now, what you need to do, as I have already told you, is to read texts. And when you're reading, underline the grammatical structures that you are familiar with. You might underline the present simple, the present continuous, the present perfect continuous or progressive, and any other structures that you are familiar with. Then in this way, this structure will stay in your memory and you can practically use them in your language production, in speaking and in writing. Practice more. Practice makes perfect. Remember this. Thank you.